All right. Good afternoon. I am Dom.
I am Jamie.
We're back with the cutting room floor. Like I said, I've been saying for months, we've been keeping our word. And today, I am very excited to discuss the film we're going to discuss. Brand new 2024 Saturday Night, directed by Jason Reitman. This movie. Yeah, we don't do a lot of brand new shit on here.
No, and if we do, it's usually like either right out of the theater,
like Dune,
like Dune 2, yeah, or like we watch it and then we just do our reaction to it. We don't. Luckily, Jason did us a favor and he already recast the original SNL for us.
Yep, he did this. He made life a lot easier.
Yeah, so we don't have to do recasts.
We would have to do like at least 8 to 10 people, bro, like crazy. But this film, I'm gonna probably let you take the lead on this one because you're an SNL guy. You kind of grew up with it,
yes,
and you got a lot of the history down. You know a lot of the stuff and a lot of the players and stuff, which I don't. I know SNL. I've seen it obviously, and of course I know all the major players from the generations of it because they've all gone on to have great careers.
Mm-hmm.
But this era of Saturday Night Live, the very first, the early on. I think a lot of people would consider the best, or maybe the Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell era.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, can The Godfather 2 exist without The Godfather?
True.
So if you think, because obviously with that Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman era, Kevin Nealon, Jan Hooks,
what a fucking cast.
Yeah, I think Ellen Cleghorn was on there. Like, just... Like, you can look at that as, like, the golden age, let's say, but without the original cast in 75, you would have... And you can say that because Chevy Chase left after that. So the second season, he was in it a little bit, I think just doing Weekend Update, and then they replaced him with Bill Murray.
Which is like...
Yeah.
You went from a great funny guy to another great funny guy, so...
Yeah, so it's like... So if you see anything with Bill Murray... And it says, like, the original cast. That's not true. It has to be Chevy Chase.
Gotta be Chevy Chase.
Yeah. So just a little history. I want to say January 12th, 1991 was the first time I intentionally watched Saturday Night Live.
Wow. Shit, before I was even born.
So the reason I watched it was the same reason every other probably white kid in America watched it.
What shit else on?
The Musical Guest.
Oh, yeah.
So the musical guest, okay, so Joe Mantegna was the host, the guy who ended up on Criminal Minds, right? Yeah, and he did this great bit in the monologue where this kid thought it was going to be Joe Montana because he was wearing a jersey and stuff, and it was incredible. It was actually really funny because I had no idea. At the time, I was like,
who the fuck is Joe Montana and Tanya?
Yeah, I was like 13. I didn't know who any of these people were. And I'm a Catholic school kid. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
But the musical guest was Vanilla Ice.
So you were like,
yes.
Ice, baby.
But at the time, that was the shit.
Hell yeah.
It's like he and MC Hammer, they were
the big rappers back.
Yeah, because it was like 90 into 91. It was like January of 91. So it was so... close, and it was before Secret of the Ooze, because I think he was in that movie. TMNT 2.
I'm so glad that rap took a nice shift very soon after that. I'm glad Wu-Tang and Biggie and Tupac and all them dudes came out a couple years later.
So I wonder if it was because of like Vanilla Ice, Third Base, Snow. Like, I wonder if it was because of all those guys, right?
I like Third Base, though.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. They're like, we need to add some more cred to this. Because at least the Beastie Boys added some like rock.
They're great.
To it.
They're great. They're still great. Wow.
So I watched it, and I saw for the first time Dennis Miller was doing Weekend Update, and he had done Weekend Update for probably like 5 or 6 years before that, but it was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I fell in love with like Dennis Miller's style. So I watched the rest of the season. At the end of the season, he left.
You were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just started watching. It's like I started reading Calvin and Hobbes like a month before it ended.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, we've all been there.
So I would watch that, and then I found on VH1 and MTV they would show like Saturday Night Live, like classic or whatever it was called, and it would show like half an hour versions, so mostly just the sketches of the old episodes, and that's how I got into like more of the history of it. But it was always like the first 5 seasons, because seasons 6 through 10, I believe, were produced by Cooper Hoffman or Dick Ebersol, who
Dick
plays
Ebersol. I was like, Cooper Hoffman? Yeah, Dick Ebersol.
So Lorne Michaels didn't produce those seasons.
So he stayed on for a long time then, Dick Ebersol.
I believe so, but a lot of people hate those seasons. But that's what introduced like Eddie Murphy to the world, Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
dude,
Joe Piscopo.
Wow. Dude, SNL, bro.
Yeah.
We need SNL. Just look at, bro, there's so many high-level talent that we would not have or possibly know about without SNL. Like, it's insane.
Do you like the Police Academy movies?
Yeah.
Remember Sweet Chuck?
Yeah.
He was started out on SNL too. Wow. I forget his name, which is terrible, but he was on SNL that same era with like Eddie Murphy, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Jim Belushi.
Jim Belushi.
I mean, come on, how can you go wrong?
The man's.
And there's a lot of people on there. I want to say, I think Gilbert Gottfried may have been on there for like a little bit, and Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, who does like half the voices on The Simpsons, but two guys from Spinal Tap, Christopher Guest and Harry Shearer. You know what I mean? Like
that is crazy.
Yeah, Nigel Tufnell and Derek Smalls for The Initiated. You know, that's where they started. And
crazy.
And even The Ruddles was a sketch on SNL first before they did their special that Lorne Michaels produced in the 70s, because Eric Idle was one of the hosts. So anyway, that's what got me into like the history of it was because of Vanilla Ice. I got into SNL.
Hey,
I know. That's
Vanilla
the weirdest.
Ice gets some credit here.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Robbie Van Winkle, led to something else. But then I found Dennis Miller, who I've loved ever since then. And then I got into, like I said, watching the reruns. But then you see like some of the really great stuff, like Land Shark or like Blues Brothers stuff, which led to the movie, and it's just, the Coneheads,
of course,
like different things that they weren't in the first episode, because the first episode was totally new and experimental.
Yeah, it was very experimental. That's what I was like. That's the one thing I noticed. Where I was like, they're just throwing darts at a board.
Yeah, that's literally what they were doing. And when you watch the episode too, you're like, okay, so there's 2 musical guests.
Yep.
And as great as Billy Preston was, I love Janice Ian.
Janice Ian was incredible.
Dude,
I loved
that one song.
Got her in the movie, and I loved her performance in the actual episode. Yeah. I was like, she was gorgeous.
And both songs that she did were incredible. But that first one is such a bittersweet, like teen angsty thing. Yeah. I'm like, man, without her, I don't think we would have had like Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was like.
And all the women that came out because of Alanis Morissette.
All these like singer-songwriters that blew up in like the mid-late 90s.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, they were definitely listening to this chick. I was very impressed with her because I didn't know who she was.
Oh, really?
What the fuck is a Janice Ian? I was just thinking of the Mean Girls character. But I'm like, Janice Ian. But I'm like, okay. And I'm like, wow, this chick's really, really good.
They might, is that, it's been a while since I've seen Mean Girls. Is that the character's actual name, or do they just call her that? Because I think Janice Ian might be part of the LGBTQIA plus community.
She might be, but I think that was supposed to be her character's actual name.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone called her that.
Okay.
So I'm like,
but Janice Ian is like, obviously she was a trailblazer.
Yeah.
And if you watch the second episode, because weren't we talking the other day about like Simon and Garfunkel?
Yeah.
And the concert in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
When was that concert? It was the early 80s, wasn't it? Or
I would think so, right?
I think maybe, yeah. Because we looked it up. But on SNL in the second episode, they actually reunited and sang a few songs on
That's
there.
dope, man.
So I think that's like the first time they got together.
They got back together, dude.
And they did like Scarborough Fair, which is one of my favorites. And it's like, my God. And seeing, anyway, early SNL because Laugh-In had been around since 68, and Laugh-In was kind of like this crazy, doing weird sketches and like editing crazy, but it wasn't live.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Lorne Michaels took like a little bit of this and a little bit of that to quote Michelle Branch from whatever damn song that was with Santana, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he mixed it up and made something else. Like he's kind of like
What's a good song?
it actually was. I'm thinking of it now. Yeah,
Santana's just so good, bro.
Yeah,
Like
he is.
like she was fine. Like her vocals were fine, but I'm like, it's all that guitar that makes it really good.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, anyways, go ahead.
So he's kind of like the Stan Lee of comedy, if you think about it. Stan Lee, he didn't really create anything new. Like,
yeah, he just took pre-existing shit, made it better, and made it his own.
Yeah, because if you look at like the original X-Men, like Cyclops, Angel, Beast, and Iceman, like without the telekinetic people, right? Mm-hmm. So Cyclops has heat vision. Iceman has like, let's say like the frozen breath. Angel can fly, and Beast is super strong. Put them together, you have Superman.
Yeah, it's like a Superman split into 4 characters.
Yeah. So the X-Men is essentially just four characters that would equal Superman. Mm-hmm. So there's really nothing new. Thor is essentially like Captain Marvel or Shazam.
Yeah,
just the Norse god version.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man is just if Jimmy Olsen had Superman's original powers because he couldn't originally fly.
Yeah, I mean Iron Man is just
Batman.
He's Batman, but a robot. He's robotic Batman.
Yeah, that's what he is.
He's more outgoing, personality-wise, like a little more.
And the Fantastic Four are just the Challengers of the Unknown, which is a DC comic no one heard of.
Never heard of it.
It's them with superpowers.
Oh.
But Plastic Man had already been around, so Mr. Fantastic is
ain't nothing new.
Invisible Woman, people knew about the Invisible Man because of like horror movies. Mm-hmm. And the Thing, they used to do horror comics all the time with like monsters like that. And the Human Torch had already been around in the 40s, just not Johnny Storm. Mm-hmm. It was different characters. So he didn't really do anything new. He just took bits and pieces from other things, yet Stan Lee is considered a genius.
Yeah, I mean...
And I think Lorne Michaels in the same way.
That's a great comparison, actually.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, it's undeniable Stan Lee is great, but it does take a different kind of talent to be able to pick out the right things to make something new and make it its own.
Yeah,
you can pick out the wrong things and make something even shittier. But if you pick out the right things, add some good writing to it, sky's the limit. Because who was the artist with him back then? His name was Stan too, right?
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby. I knew it was a Kirby. Yeah.
Jack Kirby did like Fantastic Four, Thor.
He did Thor. Did you do Captain America?
Well, Captain America was actually from the 40s.
That was old, yeah.
So when they brought it back, he did Avengers.
He did Avengers, but he had to do Iron Man too, right?
Iron Man, I think it was actually Don Heck is the guy who did Iron Man. And because a lot of these guys were like Kirby's inkers, and then they would take over because Kirby did everything at one point, except for Spider-Man. That was Steve Ditko. Mm. Ditko did Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Mm.
But then, like Iron Man, it was Don Heck, and Kirby also did the Hulk.
Yeah.
So like all their like original like stable, and I think Kirby also did like the original Ant-Man stuff, and Dick Ayers was an inker, but he would sometimes draw the stuff too.
Mm.
So it kind of. But books were like every other month at that point. They weren't every month.
No.
And they were only like some stories, depending on the book, they might only have like 8 pages to a story.
Yeah.
And depending on how you drew, because a lot of them had been around since the 40s, so they were drawing like mad anyway.
Well, dude, I'm like, it took probably 10 times longer to make one than it does now.
Yeah, because they can do it
on like, on computers.
Yeah, because I see artists drawing on like a pad.
And they do it quick, and they can then they upload it, they can just tweak it. And I'm like, oh man, this shit's crazy now.
A lot of artists do stuff on something called Procreate, even though I always think of,
sex?
Yes, exactly. But I'm like, Procreate? Oh, it's like Procreate.
Yeah,
okay, I get it.
We're not having children.
but they, it does make, I guess, the process a lot easier, because there's certain artists now that work for DC, like Dan Mora, who's incredible, Jorge Jimenez, who's incredible, all these Hispanic artists, actually.
I'm like, these all sound like Spanish guys.
Yeah, they are. But their style is incredible, and they consistently put out like quality stuff. Some people, like Dan Mora, might do 2 or 3 books a month.
That's insane.
It is insane.
He's working.
Yeah, he is, but his style is God, it's so amazing. Anyway,
Anyway,
but without like the Jack Kirby's, the Steve Ditko's, the Dick Ayers, the Don Hex, and the inkers like Joe Sinnott, like he did a lot of Kirby stuff, especially the Fantastic Four stuff, and actually colorists like Stan Goldberg, who went on to draw Archie comics for decades after that. Well, because without the color scheme, they wouldn't, you wouldn't. If Spider-Man wasn't red and blue the way that he was, I don't think it's iconic the way it is. And he came up with the color scheme for it.
We've seen variations of Spider-Man colors, but none of them gonna pop like that red.
No.
You know that. Same thing with the Hulk, the green with purple shorts. Like
he was originally gray in the first issue.
Yeah, I did see that.
But I think it was a printing problem. So he was green after that.
That was a happy accident.
Yeah, but then he was green after. So that first issue was the only one he was gray until they brought it back later.
But like he looks, the green's better.
Yeah,
it pops more. It makes him stand out. It's different.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, crazy! All right,
I can't believe we started talking about comics.
I'm like, we got because of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but it's true because it's the same type of thing. You have to get the right people together to gel in order for because another unsung hero of early Marvel comics. I'm sorry, really quick, Larry Lieber. He was an artist and a writer. Like Stan Lee, for some things, would do the plot. Mm-hmm. So, like for the first Iron Man, Larry Lieber wrote it, and he may have done the thumbnails. Larry Lieber is Stan Lee's younger brother. So it's actually Stanley Lieber.
That's what I was like, so what's his middle name, Lee?
No, I think because Lieber is the last name.
Oh, so you just cut the burr off.
Yeah, and also his name is Stanley.
Yeah,
so it's like Stan Lee.
Stan Lee,
yeah. So it's sort of like a double-edged sword there, I guess.
On words. He was being cheeky.
Yeah, so Larry Lieber is also an unsung hero because he co-created, I think, Thor and Iron Man, at least, if not also Ant-Man. So he drew the Amazing Spider-Man comic strip for a few decades when they restarted it around the time the Tobey Maguire movie came out. And maybe even before that he drew it because he drew comics, in between as well. Because he had that like Marvel house style, that John Romita house style in like the 70s and stuff. But yeah, Stan Lee's brother, unsung hero, Larry Lieber.
Larry Lee.
So kind of like, I guess, Rosie Schuster in Saturday Night, Laura Michaels' wife.
Yeah, walking different last names.
Yeah, but like, she helped corral the help.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, without her, would it actually have... Well, I don't know. Anyway,
she was clearly very important to the picture, bro.
Yes.
We'll obviously talk about Rosie Schuster.
Oh, yeah. But we're probably going to talk about it for a different reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah. both reasons.
Yes. So
Saturday Night. This movie is very simple. It's nothing crazy. It's literally like 2 hours?
And actually, it's about an hour and a half. It might be a little more.
No. The time it's supposed to take place is it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Well, they start about 10?
Yeah, it starts at 10 o'clock because
I thought it was like 9:30.
Because when he walks in, it's 10. It says 10 to 10:01.
Yeah.
When he and Andy Kaufman walk in.
That's right.
And that's when it begins. It's the hour and a half before the hour and a half.
Which is nuts because the movie's like just a little over an hour. It's probably like 140, 145.
Yeah, because they show that first sketch, which is a great lead-in.
Yes.
It's incredible. Which I think that's my only nitpick for the film is one part of that opening sketch that they have.
All right, well, we'll talk about
that. We will when we get there.
Yeah, so
the
movie is, all it is it's basically for us regular folks, it's a look into pretty much the inception of Saturday Night Live, which is now gone on to become a cultural icon 50 years later.
Well, next October, and the 11th will be a Saturday for the 50th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's 50th year now, but you know how it is. Like by the time you're one, a year already passed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like 49 years when this film came out. 'Cause it came out on the 11th of October. Yeah,
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. They did that, but I mean, bro, we see. So this movie, obviously, you guys are gonna recognize a lot of the people because they're real life stars we've been growing up with.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're a little bit older. This movie probably spoke to you even more than someone even my age or someone younger. And I'm like, I don't know if someone in their 20s would appreciate this movie as much I think if they're a cinephile, they would.
Yeah,
but
or if they like documentaries,
yeah,
because it kind of feels like a documentary.
A little bit. It's got a docu style to it.
Yeah,
in a way. But I do love they kind of took a Birdman approach to it.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially you're absolutely correct.
I'm like took a Birdman approach to how they shot it, and I think that really, really works well. That's just, I think Inarritu just kind of showed, like, if you want to make a movie about stage performances, probably should be in this style. To pace it along well, and, like, it just makes everything feel more chaotic, because it is chaotic.
Yeah,
you know?
and that tension and the stress, like, you feel it, especially in this film.
Oh, my God.
Especially because it is counting down.
It's counting down.
To something that no one, not even really Lorne Michaels, knows
he has no idea
what's going to happen.
No one does. Like, and every time you see a timestamp in the movie, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's closer to, and even though you know what's going to happen, because obviously
you know it's going to work out.
Yeah, it's a solo.
Yes, it's a solo. Yeah. Yes, we know it's going to be.
I hope Chewie doesn't die. My favorite thing. Yeah. Like, I hope Chewie doesn't die. Like, he's not going to die. It's Solo. You know, he's still in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like 9 movies later, he's still around.
He's still around, guys. Yeah, you know he's not going to die. Yes, that's what it is. But when you're watching it, when you're in it, you're like, man, this shit ain't gonna work out.
It's like 1917 in that way, right?
Yes,
it's that stress, that anxiousness.
1917 had me stressed out from start to finish.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, because they just run into all these bumps on the road. Yes. You're like, they're never gonna get here. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
And this movie, same thing. You're like, bro, they're not gonna premiere. Like, they're gonna pull the plug.
Oh yeah, because Green Goblin was going to do it.
My man, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, you can't get away from him.
Yes,
because you were saying he was having his the renaissance of his career.
His career is, dude. He's been he's been in like probably 8 movies just this year.
Yeah,
bro. I'm like, God damn, Willem, you've been working, bro. He's like, he just loves what he does. Dave Tibbett.
Yes, he was the talent coordinator or whatever, NBC.
Which we must give him some credit.
Oh yeah,
because obviously he found some of these guys.
Yeah, because he obviously greenlit the project. You could tell because of the way Dick Ebersol's character Cooper Hoffman was like cradling his balls.
Yes,
he
was. Yes, he was. Shut the fuck up, Dick.
Yeah. Can't you see? Tell him
to see it when it's inches from your face.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's what Dick Ebersol said to him.
Yeah.
And oh my God, so honestly, that's the whole film. It's all the chaos of trying to get to the very first episode and trying to make sure that they were alive. Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
it's just crazy to try to even recap.
It is, but I think what moves the film along is the individual interactions between the characters to see their dynamic, see how Chevy Chase treated Belushi, see Lauren and Rosie's relationship and how it actually was, because it felt transactional. It felt very conditional. Yeah. And it was not based in love. It wasn't rooted in love.
Business thing.
But they say, you marry for love, that should be like your 3rd or 4th reason. That's what they say.
Really?
That's what I've heard. I've heard a lot of women say you don't marry for love. You marry for stability.
Love
can come later.
Yeah, because women, in a lot of ways, they want security and stability.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
it's like, I could be in love with this guy I think he's sexy, but he ain't got no damn money, he ain't got no job.
Yeah.
But not as attractive guy has a 401k plan.
Yeah, Dante.
Yeah, Dante. So
this hideous fucking chun over here.
He's got a fucking he's got everything in order. So, but that's like their dynamic is good to see between them. Obviously, you get to see, dude, the big dogs. J.K. Simmons' character.
Oh my God, Milton Berle.
Milton Berle. Milton Berle. You get to see him.
Your reputation precedes you.
Oh my God. 11 inches. He's such a good actor, bro. I love J.K. Simmons. He's been killing everything he's been in.
2 Spider-Man actors. Willem Dafoe and
J.K. Simmons. Yep. You got 2 Spider-Man actors. And then, man, dude, J.K. Simmons just been killing it the last, 10 years, bro. I just watched Klaus on Netflix. He voices Klaus, Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
And He's so perfect.
Well, he's Santa Claus in Red One.
He is, which I almost watched this weekend.
I'm sorry,
but did you watch it?
No, dude, I saw the trailer.
I keep hearing how bad it is.
It looks so incredibly bad, and the thing is, it's stacked cast.
Stacked cast,
but it looks like
I know Simmons and Evans got to be good though.
Oh, of course,
they got to be good.
And The Rock, God, did you? I know we were going to see Black Adam like 2 years ago. We never did. We went to that kickball.
Yeah, that might have been a better choice.
It was. Did you ever watch Black Adam?
I did. It was all right.
Terrible.
It was
horrible.
It had some moments.
It could have been better.
Definitely. I do think The Rock was okay though. I don't think he was terrible.
I think he picks roles where he can play himself.
Absolutely.
Which is smart.
It's smart, yeah.
Because that's, the Schwarzenegger, the Statham, the Stallone move.
Smart.
Yeah, but it's like...
That's how you get rich.
But everyone else in that film was terrible. Oh, yeah. That's the problem. He was good. Everyone else sucked.
Yes.
That kid was so... Anyway, we'll trash Black Adam on a...
We'll do a worst superhero movies ever made episode. That would be fun. We'll do that.
I heard Craven is just as good as Morbius.
So I was on Letterboxd and I saw that. And I looked at the score. It was like a 2.2. I was like, "Oh, this shit is bad." Oh, Lord.
But the thing is, the one trailer it looked like it would be a great action film. Just action.
They need to get Glenn Powell in an action movie, in one of these hero movies, bro. Revitalize something.
He'd be perfect. I think I may have read this somewhere, but there's a DC character named Booster Gold who is like a dude from the future who travels to the past to try to make money as a superhero.
That's kind of dope. He would probably be great as that.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would have some comedy to it.
Because he's like an ex-sports guy who I guess gets injured, so he decides to try to become a superhero.
He'd probably be
with the knowledge that he knows from the future.
That's
he would
actually sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. But this movie, like we were just saying though, it's the character dynamics and everything leading up, I think is what makes this film interesting. To see how all these guys interact with each other. And I thought an interesting character was Garrett Morris.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously a black dude in the 70s. He's really the only black dude here.
Yeah.
And he has that interaction with the band.
Yeah.
And they're essentially calling him Uncle Tom without saying it.
They are.
Like they're calling him Uncle.
Even though I have to say this, I'm sorry, it's going to offend some people. People always say Uncle Tom, but they actually mean Sambo.
Sambo.
Believe it or not, because Uncle Tom in the book helped.
He helped.
He helped. Whereas the Sambo is like Samuel Jackson
and
Django. Yes.
And you're correct. I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to bring it up because people were like, who the fuck is Sambo?
I'm sorry.
Well, go read Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Yeah, please.
But I don't want to read that again. But
yeah. But no, you're absolutely right because Billy Preston and his band were
they were like,
oh, you're a comedian.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I didn't catch that. He said, you might have saw my work at the Black Arts Museum. Yeah. And I thought his character was interesting because his issue wasn't with his co-stars; it was all internal.
Yeah, because he said he's more of a playwright.
Yep.
And an actor. Yep. I am an actor.
I'm an actor. He's like, why am I here? Because you're cheap.
Yeah. Yes.
And you felt the soul crack in half.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very interesting with his character, how he had kind of had an internal struggle. And I like that they touched on it just enough so but didn't let it overshadow anything. That's one thing they did good. They split the time up as best as you can, an hour and 45 minutes.
And the great thing about Garrett Morris is when in Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man movie, when Paul Rudd lands on that car roof and then he gets big again, and the guy's like, "Oh shit," or whatever. That's Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris.
Because in an SNL sketch in '78 or whatever, Garrett Morris played Ant-Man.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, so they had him guest star in the movie.
Look at that.
Yes.
So whoever wrote that must have been a fan.
Yeah, probably Paul Rudd, because I think he helped co-write the script.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd was definitely watching SNL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure Peyton Reed, the director, was, too.
Oh, yeah. Paul Rudd probably went and saw Saturday Night and was like, it's fucking one of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Garrett Morris, his character in the film, when he's talking to Jane Curtin, before George Carlin comes down.
When she's doing her little thing, advertising.
Yeah.
That's a good scene
the
too.
Steel War or whatever.
The Steel War.
Yes.
That's when he had a lot of good scenes where he was clearly battling with his identity and things like that. And I think that was great because I'm sure a lot of black guys in his type of position felt like that in the 70s.
And especially then, 75. Okay, I hate to get historical. but he'd only been able to vote for 11 years.
Yeah, it was like 10 years, basically.
Yeah. And like, how old was he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was, what was he, 37?
Probably.
Yeah.
He was at least in his 30s.
Easily mid-30s.
He might have been the oldest actor other than like Buck Henry, who was part of the cast for a little while. You know, he was probably one of the oldest actors there.
Because everybody else was in their 20s.
Yeah. So, like, he would have had to have felt some kind of way, like, because he even says at one point, like, oh, when he's talking to Jane Curtin, he's like, I'm here to be the butler.
I'm here to be the butler.
I'm here to be the
pimp.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh, wait, I got it in quotes.
Oh, really?
It's the butler. Hold on, it's three things. Let me take the next one. The butler, the shoe shine guy, and the pimp.
Yeah, that's what it was. And what did she say about a pimp? She said something right after that.
What the fuck did she say?
Something like you're too something to be a pimp.
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
It was funny. She was funny. She was good.
Yeah.
That's why everybody was fucking good. Like, even the small, tiny characters who only got a few minutes of screen time, they all made the most of their opportunities in this.
I like the way that, like, it seemed like Lorraine Newman's character felt something for Dan Aykroyd's character.
Absolutely.
Because every time, like, he did that shtick with, like, another woman, she'd always look
like, oh, yeah, when they're doing the construction scene.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I guess I should pick that up.
Oh, my God. And Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd, like,
dude,
I didn't know that I needed someone to play Dan Aykroyd so much.
I really didn't know I needed that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I needed Corey Michael Smith, Dylan O'Brien, Tommy Dooley, Matt Wood. Yeah, I was like Matt Wood. I didn't know I needed,
and the guy that plays Lord Michaels,
Gabriel LaBelle. I didn't know I needed him. I always knew he had potential because he killed it in The Fabelmans.
Yeah,
but I was like, man, this kid's, you got a future. He got a Golden Globe now.
Wow.
I was so happy for him.
So that means he might get an Oscar nom too.
Possibly.
Because he does hold this whole
He holds
shit
it together. I'm
yeah.
like, that's a big ask.
Yeah.
For this type of movie, with his experience, he ain't got a ton of, I mean, yes, you work with Spielberg. I'm sure that helped. But I'm like, dude, you haven't really carried a cast like this. Because in The Fabelmans, dude, you're working with Michelle Williams, Steven Spielberg, Seth Rogen, Paul Dano, all these veteran actors who can help you and coach you up.
Yeah, because you're not the main person.
You're not the main guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the main guy, but like,
but they're
guiding you.
Yes,
they're all good. Between Spielberg and all these guys. They're holding your hand through this a little bit because they're not going to let you make a bad film.
No.
They're gonna, you think Michelle Williams going to let you suck? No.
I think you've said it before, and I've agreed that even Spielberg's worst film is better.
It's better than most people's best film.
Yes.
Like,
so no matter what, you're still going to be great.
I've never watched a Spielberg movie where like that shit just sucked. Never. I'm like, it's at least that was decent. At least it's decent.
If you watch like even the episodes of Columbo that he directed in like the first season of Columbo,
probably some of the best episodes.
Yeah, I think
I never watched the show, but I'm sure they're probably some of the best.
Incredible.
Episodes. Yeah, I'm sure.
And
I don't doubt.
Did you ever see Duel with Dennis Weaver? It was like a TV movie.
Yes,
in the 70s.
did.
Yeah,
that was good.
I think that might have been his first actual film.
First one, yeah,
and it was still great.
Because that was a couple, 2 years before Jaws, I think.
it was. Yeah.
He wasn't even supposed to direct Jaws.
Really?
Yeah, they fired the guy. They didn't like the guy they got. They fired him, and they were like, well, "What about Steven was working on?" He's like, "Yo, like, what's good?" And they're like, "This kid ain't got no experience."
Was he like a DP or something?
Yeah, he was working on. He was doing something
because he would have had to have been something.
He was involved, and he's like, "Bro, I could do this." And they're like, "Oh no!" And he just pitched all these ideas, and like, "Well, fuck it, let's give him a shot."
Yeah, wow.
Took that and ran all the way to the bank, bro. Made the
God.
highest grossing film of all time at that time.
Yes,
so, like, insane.
Wow.
But yeah, so he had no choice but to be good. Like, and Lorne Michaels' character,
dude, Lorne Michaels right now is an icon.
Of course,
like everyone knows who Lorne Michaels is.
Of course, I mean, dude,
and it's like to try.
How old is he? 70-something.
He has to be because it's been 50 years for that, and he was in his 20s.
In his 20s, so yeah, probably 74 or 5.
Because he's Canadian.
Okay.
Not that it matters, but
that does matter.
He did, stuff on Canadian television first, like comedy. So he did have a background, and he did make a name for himself in Canada before he came to the U.S.
But to be that young, and to make that kind of you were destined, bro.
And look,
but being Canadian matters because that just shows more of his talents because he came over here and had to adapt to our style of humor and our life, the things we deal, because dude, it's different in Canada. They deal with different shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're close, but I went to Canada. I'm like, man, I don't know what to do here.
Now, even if you don't count like all the SNL movies, because not all of them are good,
No,
because he produced all of them. But if you just take like SNL and Kids in the Hall that he produced, right?
Kids in the Hall is great.
He would still be a legend.
Oh yeah.
But then you have like Wayne's World, the Blues Brothers.
God, Wayne's World.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Coneheads.
I'm like, this guy deserves a lot of credit just because I'm like, dude, look at all these people he gave us.
Did you ever see Kids in the Hall Brain Candy?
No.
That's a movie they did.
I never saw that.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah. I mean, he produced that. And a lot of actors who go on SNL, they always do an impression of Lorne Michaels.
Of course.
And the most famous impression, I think, of Lorne Michaels is Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. That's apparently, but like his voice is apparently like Lorne Michaels.
$100 million.
But that's like part of it is Mike Myers' impression of Lorne Michaels.
He was on SNL, correct?
Yeah, because that's where Wayne's World started.
Yeah. So obviously he knew him real close.
And Mike Myers always wanted to be one of the kids in the hall. Because he's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
And his brother, Mike Myers' brother, I think Paul Myers, wrote a really good book about Kids in the Hall.
Wow.
There's another book. I have both of them. Because one was a guy did extensive interviews with everyone, and the other one was Paul Myers, who was with them kind of like from the beginning and just recorded everything.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's all like there's so much history. This movie is like just the beginning of a dynasty.
Yeah. It really is.
And I can't say anything specific, even though I watched it a couple times already, because it's so stressful to watch.
It is, bro. Yo, I'm watching it, and like I'm watching it the second time, and I'm like, obviously I remember it. It's not that long ago I watched it, so I remember pretty much everything happens. I'm like, I knew certain scenes are coming. Like, oh my god, this part's about to come up. That part's about to come up. Like, I'm getting stressed out. Like, I know it doesn't work. I know, like, I don't know if it works out or not. I know everything works out. I know it's all, but still, it's still high tension moments.
Yeah, like when Andy Kaufman keeps wandering off.
Oh my god! It was like where
that dude that played Andy Kaufman.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Yes,
that dude was in an old Disney movie called Sky High.
He was.
He played the glow guy. Yeah,
yes,
the glow
right.
dude.
He was in another Disney movie where they like time traveled these kids. I forget what it was called, but yeah, you're right. That is that dude.
He's a child star. Yeah.
Oh my god, Sky High was a great movie.
Love Sky High. So good.
The bus driver is one of the dudes from Super Troopers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
There's still comedy.
Yep. All
god.
All around. Yes.
Wow. Oh yeah, and the one dude from Kids in the Hall is the one teacher, and Dave Foley is the sidekick.
Yep, that's what I'm like. Yeah. A lot of dudes from Sky High.
Oh my god!
Of course, you got my man's Kurt Russell up in there.
Yeah.
He's the man. And then you got a young Winstead, the one who's with Ewan McGregor. Yeah. She's with Ewan McGregor, right?
Yes,
Young her in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Becoming big. She's a DC star, technically.
Oh, yeah, because she was Huntress.
In Birds of Prey.
Yeah, but we know her as Ramona Flowers.
Of course, Ramona Flowers is her most iconic role.
Yeah.
And she's great in Death Proof, too. You gotta get on your Tarantino.
I do have to.
Yeah, she's great in that, too. But yeah.
I forgot that's who that guy was, though.
Yeah, right. Sky High, man.
Oh, my God. You're right, because he's always been like a giant.
He is. He's always been tall. Because me and my friend were watching it, and she noticed, and she's like, bro, that's the bull from Sky High. I was like, oh, shit, it is him.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm like, shit. But yeah, he was good. Like, I don't know if I liked him more as Kaufman or Henson. I
know, because he was incredible.
Killed both of them. Yeah. He's so funny as Henson, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, my Muppets need words.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't like what's in the pages? I didn't get any pages. He's like, they're not Muppets, they're your co-stars.
Yeah. He's like, they what did he say? They like hung Big Bird outside my door,
outside my dressing room by a belt.
Yeah. And then Michael Donahue is like autoerotic asphyxiation.
That's dude, there's so many. The writing in this is A1, bro. The writing is so good. And I would love to see the reactions to the cast watching this movie. Like, I would love to see what Chevy, Dan, Lauren, all them dudes thought about the movie because I'm sure they watched it and it just took them right down memory lane.
I read that Jason Reitman didn't want any of the actors to talk to anyone who's still alive. That way their performances wouldn't be informed by like the memories, I guess, of the people. That way they can. So I guess it's like more authentic in the role, even though like Dylan O'Brien was Dan Aykroyd.
Just about to say, so you're telling me Dylan O'Brien didn't talk to Dan Aykroyd? He pulled that off?
As far as I know,
Holy shit. I'm like,
as far as I know.
I was watching him, I'm like, bro, I feel like this kid sat with Dan Aykroyd for like a month. I'm like, or he just sat and watched every piece of Dan Aykroyd content on repeat. Because my God.
And I think that shows like how some of these guys that like became stars because of what the Maze Runner he was in, and I'm sure he was in other things, but the Maze Runner is the one thing that popped in my head.
This is like fuck the Maze Runner. This is his role.
Yeah, it's like this is his peak season. This is everyone's peak season right now. Everybody in it. It might even be Jason Reitman's peak season. He's been directing for like almost 30 years.
Yeah, it might be. The only person whose peak season it might not be is Rachel S.
And that's true because Bottoms
and Shiva Baby and
pretty much everything she does is like her peak season. Did you watch I Used to Be Funny?
Yes. Oh, love it.
I didn't watch it,
dude.
Yet,
it's that's the movie that really I was like, okay, she's not just a funny girl. This bitch can actually act. And Saturday Night, I thought she was incredible.
Yeah.
Too. Bro, she turns out such a good dramatic performance, and I think she's funny.
As anyone who's a regular listener knows, Dom loves Rachel Sennott.
Love this.
So if anyone knows Rachel Sennott or knows how to get in touch with her, please have her email the channel. I think we get whatever, even if it's just commenting on the video.
Yeah, just comment on the video, tell her where she's at. We'll be there. Yo, it's funny. I always fuck with your daughter because she thinks she's so ugly.
What?
She doesn't think she's ugly. She's just like, she's not my type.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro. So I was on Instagram and she posted a story and I sent it to Cora. I was like, tell me she ain't fine. And she was like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, bro, come on, look at them lips. I'm like,
what's really crazy is if she was just maybe
a few years older,
she would have been great as like Lois Lane in the new Superman movie that's coming out. It's Rachel Brosnahan who's in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon.
What's it? Rachel what?
Rachel Brosnahan.
Right here.
But I think
I know this chick. She just won a Golden Globe. She's pretty.
Yeah. But I think Rachel Sennott would have been a great Lois Lane.
She would have. Yeah, this chick was in yes, that Miss Marvelous show. Yeah, she won a Golden Globe for that. And she was in House of Cards.
Oh, okay.
I like this chick. She's pretty too.
Anyway, tomorrow, new first trailer for the new Superman movie.
Ooh.
James Gunn.
Yeah, we gotta go see that.
James Gunn doing Superman, July 11th. It'll be out.
We're there. We're there July 10th.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Thursday night.
Yes.
We'll go 10th.
Yeah.
Bro, we can record and then go see it, bro. Or go see it, then record.
Yeah, you record a reaction to it.
There we go. Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, we know we're doing July 11th.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's gonna be fire. Who's playing Superman?
David Cornsweet. He was in Twisters.
Okay.
The guy who probably looked like Superman in Twisters.
Yes, I know who this guy is.
But not Glenn Powell guy.
He's a dick in Twisters. But I know this guy. It's actually a great cast. Yeah,
Nicholas Hoult.
Look, I love Nicholas Hoult. He's great.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, dude, that's actually a great cast.
Yeah.
Damn, this dude's 6'4". Hey, he's from Philly.
Yeah, he is from Philly.
Hey.
So, yeah, local boy.
He was that big. He didn't necessarily look that big in the movie, but shit. But yeah, so like, just, bro, seeing the fact that you just told me these kids weren't allowed to talk to the actual people they were portraying. Yeah, because it makes it 20 times more impressive.
Yes.
Because Chevy and Dan.
Oh my God. Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase.
Dude, that dude murdered that role. He was so funny. He had the look. He had it all, man. He might,
in my mind, he's probably the number one actor in this film.
He's my number one. And him and Dylan O'Brien.
Because they're not like, because they're just supporting Lauren Michaels. So like, they can put everything into it.
Yep.
Yeah, he and Dylan O'Brien and Matt Wood as John Belushi.
And those were like the main players at that time too. But like, my God, and like the dynamic between Chase and Belushi was fucking great.
Oh yeah,
Chase just coming at his neck every 5 minutes, bro. I got some of them quotes. I was cracking up. I was like messing with my mans like that. She said, they want to shave me. He said, what he say? There's no neck under there. It's 10 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
Like, leave my mans alone. But I do love how, like, I'm guessing Rachel got Kai Gerber, the first girlfriend, because I'm guessing they became friends after Bottoms.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Kai Gerber, that's another baddie. And it's crazy because most people would obviously say Kai Gerber is 20 times better looking than Rachel S. But I would take Rachel.
I don't know. Is she, though? I mean,
my eyes,
it all depends on your taste.
Your taste. I feel like the average guy would take Kai Gerber. I mean, she looks just like fucking Cindy Crawford.
but I don't think that Kai Gerber would take the average guy.
Absolutely not.
So
she's got to date Austin Butler.
Are they dating?
They did. I don't think they still are, but they were at one point. Wait,
yeah. So I think, it's all in your taste though, because like, yeah, she has a famous supermodel mom, and I don't know what her dad did, but obviously he was
rich.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had to do something to land Cindy Crawford after Richard Gere.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
You want to follow that up?
Yeah. So it's like, obviously,
I think she's still with Austin Butler.
Oh, that's cool. They would have some good-looking kids if it would ever go that way.
Or their kids would be doomed for beauty.
Yeah,
they'd be doomed to be good-looking
unless they get recessive genes.
Yeah, and it'd be crazy.
They'd end up looking like a Harkonnen.
That'd be insane. They'd be like, "What happened?"
It's the Doom curse,
right? Like, dude, look at mom and dad. And as a kid, I'd be like, "Bro, yeah, I know my parents are hot. Fuck off." You know what I'm saying?
And I wonder if like were Brad Pitt's parents good-looking?
I don't know.
Because every once in a while you see a picture of like Chris Hemsworth's dad, and he's a good-looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder sometimes if like two ugly parents make great looking
That's what
kids,
they say.
Or
because dude, Zendaya's parents are the most average looking people. Yeah.
Wow.
So regular looking. And I'm like, look at your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that does happen a lot. There was somebody else's parents I was looking at, and I was like, y'all made that? Like, look at Ron Howard and his wife. They're like,
oh yeah,
Ron Howard's the hideous fucking child.
We're gonna start using that. We have to.
I literally been saying that for like the last week, bro. I'm like, I called somebody that the other day. So I'm like, and his wife was not hot. They were just gingers.
Yeah.
And then you made Price. Like, come on. So I mean, that happens. But fuck it, let's throw a couple stats out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we've been talking about it, but
I like these stats. They should be better. Rotten Tomatoes, 78.
Really?
Yeah, I was expecting mid-80s to 90 on this one. IMDb, 7. So I was expecting like a 7.2 or 3.
Yeah.
And Letterboxd, 3.6. That's pretty good. That's about...
Do you think it's because it's only 2 months old?
I do think after more people see it, I think it'll actually boost the scores.
Yeah.
Because right now it's mostly critics who have seen it and crazy people like us.
And well, how many critics that are out now were around?
That is true.
Or I can look at it as like more than just nostalgia.
Absolutely. Not too many. There's probably not too many dudes who were watching SNL as a kid that are still reviewing films.
Yes.
Because if my man Roger Ebert was still alive, he would have loved this movie.
Yeah, I believe it.
He would have loved it. Because he would have been like, I remember watching SNL. And this is fucking great. I'm sure he would, but unfortunately a lot of those good critics are gone, or don't review movies anymore. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But I ain't gonna give you my grade now. We'll grade it at the end. Yeah. But I think you guys can tell we enjoy this film.
Yes.
So I normally get in the best quotes first, because like I'm gonna jump in rewatchable scenes because I think that's a good way to. It's gonna pace us along here.
Yeah, because it's tough to talk about
because it's not this chronological. I mean, stuff happens chronologically, but it's like it doesn't matter. Like all the shit is just chaotic. So it's like
So even if we say it out of sequence, it doesn't matter. Because it all gets you.
It all gets us. Yes, we all getting there no matter what. No matter what route you take, you're gonna end up at the same place. So. We'll start with rewatchable scenes. So,
okay.
Rewatchable scenes, I had... Well, obviously the intro was good. When you got Finn Wolfhard trying to just begging people to come in.
Yeah, because
he's free show, bro. Please come in.
He's an NBC page.
Yeah,
like Kenneth in 30 Rock.
Yeah, come on. But I had the first Aykroyd skit when the door doesn't open.
Oh yeah,
shit's locked shut.
Oh, and you notice in the actual episode he comes in the other way.
The other way. Yes. I caught that. That's what I was like. It was actually really dope watching because I watched the first 30 minutes of the first episode to get a little feel. Then I stopped it and then I watched the movie and then finished it, which I think was a good way to do it because I got it all like kind of wrapped in at once. And I'm like, and it went really seamless. Yeah. So I was like, But yeah, I had that one. I had when Rosie's introduced. Oh, because I think that's when the movie really kind of starts.
That's when she takes the wardrobe. Yeah. She's like, because it's Belushi's wardrobe. It's like, you want to get yelled at?
The bee costume.
Yes.
It's not a man bumblebee. It's a man in a bee costume.
Yeah.
And Rosie Schuster is, first of all, Rachel S. played this character so good. I want to know more about the real Rosie Schuster.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I got to see what she looks like. Because I'm like, who would think Rachel S. could rock this curly 70s ass hairstyle? God, it looks great. I'm like, this woman rock this hairstyle now all the time. Wouldn't care.
I think you would like her in anything or out of anything.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, man. I think the first thing I really remember seeing her in, like for real, was The Idol with The Weeknd, which is a god awful show, but she was good in it. And I'm like, man, this chick's hot.
Here's, I guess what Rosie Schuster actually looks like.
Oh, what a great dude! They did such a good job with the look.
Yeah, because I mean, if you see them side by side,
bro.
Yeah,
dude. Whoever costuming and makeup is not going to get enough credit. Yeah, they're not going to get any noms for it. I do think this will win some ensemble cast awards all over the place.
Yeah, because you can tell this one picture was like color tinted.
Edited. Yeah,
it's tinted because they used to do that on SNL, like when they have like those cards up of things. They used to tint it so if you would recolor what she's wearing, it would be the exact outfit she would have had in the film.
Yeah, dude. Wow, they did such a good job.
Yeah.
Rosie's absolutely amazing because she's the real spine of this.
Yeah, she's almost like the talent coordinator.
She's a talent coordinator. She's a writer.
Yeah, she's a writer.
And they bring that up a lot. That's a running theme in here, which I'll get to that in quotes. But like, of course, Lauren's running the shit, but Lauren can't run the shit. Okay, it's like running a business. You got the owner or the general manager, whatever. But there'll be nothing without a good assistant.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing without a good assistant. I know that firsthand. So Rosie's like she's the great assistant that you just pray never gets a better job.
Yeah,
that's who Rosie is.
Yeah.
But luckily for Lauren, that's his wife.
Yeah.
So they're kind of in this together. But the conversations they have with each other throughout the movie, you wonder like, are these two gonna work out? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you guys good? You guys kind of young to be married to begin with.
Yeah.
And, well, it's 70s. I guess that's not young then. But you guys, your relationship isn't based on love. But I think that's possibly what would propel them along.
Yeah.
Because the love will come later if you guys get along well enough. It's almost like arranged marriages. I've heard a lot of stories about arranged marriages. A lot of people are like, well, at first it was kind of but over time I grew to love them and we knew it was transactional, so we went into it with a different mindset.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know shit about it. But so I had Rosie introduction. I had when Chevy talks to the old guys in the room. All the old.
Oh my God!
What did he say? He said, "Wow, it looks like the cast from The Godfather in here."
Yeah.
He's cracking jokes. He's funny as hell, and of course, like Lauren's all nervous because he's got to impress these people because. Fucking Dick's like, dude, these are the people that are going to make the show a show or not.
And luckily, Chevy was up there because he's like,
without him, he would have dropped the ball heavy.
He's like, welcome to New York. If you want to see black people,
go to Harlem.
You want to see Jews, go to our writing room.
That's I'm like, bro. I'm like, that kid murders that role.
God,
I'm like,
his delivery.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, Chevy had to watch him like, God damn, that's me.
Yeah.
Because he was arrogant as hell. Like, he was cocky. He knew he was handsome. He knew he was funny. He went into that shit knowing, like, I'm the man. Like, when he walks in with his girlfriend, he's like, it's my new girlfriend. They're like, she's like, fiance. Then later on, the roles flip.
Yeah.
He's like, you see my fiance?
Yeah.
She was getting fucking worried.
Yeah.
She's hanging out with the 11 man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but he should have been more worried. Willem Dafoe was
Willem Dafoe. No. Yes. A lot of dick swinging in this movie. He said he's not even a swinging dick. Dude, like Willem and JK, they probably got a total of maybe 15 minutes each screen time.
Yeah.
God, this movie shows you what good actors can do.
Yeah.
Good actors can make an impact in a short amount of time.
And they elevate everyone else.
Yes, they do. Like Willem, and it was smart for Jason to get them to. He's like, let me get some veteran guys to anchor some, because these guys are all young. This is the biggest shit they've done. You know what I mean? Like I said, outside of Rachel S., no one's really carried a film like this, you know. So they're kind of all like, yo, this is it. Like you could tell all of them took this shit so serious.
And that's got to be how the original cast was too at the time. So that probably added to the tension of it. Because if we fuck up this, even though it's a movie, what's going to happen in my career? And that's probably how they felt.
That's exactly how, like, yo, we got to get this right or I ain't got a career.
Yeah,
like, it's got to work tonight, Saturday. It's got to work tonight, Saturday, 11:30. Everybody better be laughing. That's simple. I had the Janice in rehearsal.
Oh my God,
dude, incredible! And that chick they got to play her. Like after I watched like the episode, and then I was like, bro, looks just like her.
And who was she? Because I got to find out if she's a real musician. I'd like to hear if she just did a whole cover of that song.
She must have.
Because I got to hear it.
It's got to be.
Maybe it's on the soundtrack or something. Because, my God.
She was great. I was like, wow, this girl's really good.
And I do love that song.
It's a great song. I was like, wow, this is awesome. The weather report with John and Lauren.
Oh.
What did he say? He was like, it comes in like a lion.
Oh, yeah.
And then it leaves like a different lion.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not talking about Australia. I'm not talking about Australia.
That dude really had like John Belushi.
Yes. I was like, these dudes are great. And like, I didn't grow up watching SNL. I know these guys from their movies.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, movies or not, you could tell these guys fucking knew who they were playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know exactly. Like, you could have just showed me a quick clip, like, who is this supposed to be? I would have known.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, that's supposed to be John Belushi. That's supposed to be Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, whatever.
I never knew that Lorne Michaels was supposed to do Weekend Update. I always just assumed it was always Chevy Chase from the beginning.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Because he was so natural. Yeah. Because like, Chevy Chase was just like...
He came out and just...
And he eventually... He didn't say it in that first episode, but he eventually would say, you know, I'm Chevy Chase and you're not.
And you're not.
Yeah.
No,
and that became the famous thing. And he and Garrett Morris, because Garrett Morris, after a while, he was a guy who would... help for like the deaf or hearing impaired, and he would just be at the bottom of the screen yelling whatever Chevy Chase said. Oh, it's fantastic!
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, because Lauren was terrible. I'm like, you might not be an actor, bro. Like, at least not a live actor.
Yeah, you tried. You just seemed nervous.
But he's like, you do it, Chevy. He's like, well, should I make him a name? No, choose Chevy Chase. No one will believe it anyway.
Oh, and with the announcer. Yeah, he's trying to pronounce Dan Aykroyd.
Yo, that quote.
How the fuck do you pronounce
How the fuck do you say that? I got that quote too. I was cracking up. Oh, man. Yeah, all right, I had Dave Tibbetts intro.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, him coming through. Because, God, Willem Dafoe he just knows... He knows what every role calls for. And see, Willem Dafoe probably grew up with this shit. So he was probably like, I'm totally down to play this role. He killed it. He comes in and he's got the glasses, so you can just tell he's important.
Yes.
And everyone's sucking him off.
Yeah.
So especially Dick sucking his dick.
Yeah.
So and cradling the balls too.
Yeah.
Because he's like slurping this dude off. And you could tell Tibbet, he liked Lauren because Lauren was like, bro, I'm not going to compromise my vision for you. I'm not going to kiss your ass. And Tibbet knew this is what it takes. Someone has to have this kind of mindset to make something new and to succeed.
Yeah.
And what I like about a big theme of this movie is embrace change.
Yeah.
And you have to do shit. You have to tell people they don't know what they want until you give it to them. And I'm pretty sure Lorne Michaels says, it's not the exact line in quotes, but essentially that same thing. Like, They don't know what the fuck we want. We have to tell them what they want. They don't know what new thing they need. We have to provide that.
Yeah. And they won't know until they see it.
And then you got to have the confidence and you got to stand on your convictions to do that. Dick would have been ready to bend for anything that any of the higher-ups said.
Yeah.
Where Lauren was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're going to give us our shot. It's only fair. Even though they're like, yo, this is supposed to, they want you to fail. Like, this was meant for you to fail. And he's like, fuck that. I know what to do. I'm swinging. Well, let's just try again next Saturday. No, fuck that. Everybody put their time in. They worked hard on this. We are ready to go now. Do you even know where your actors are? Some of them.
Oh, yeah, because they couldn't find Belushi.
They couldn't find a couple. Andy Kaufman kept disappearing.
Yeah, because why are we stopping when they're on the elevator? Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, because he's like always in character.
Here I come. What's funnier than him actually doing it is their reaction to it.
Yeah,
like them laughing at him is what makes it funny, bro.
Because I think that's the point when Willem Dafoe's character,
Dave Tibbett.
Yeah, Dave Tibbett, when he realized that even though he doesn't get it, the younger will do. Yep, he's like, this will attract the young folks. And another thing that Lorne Michaels did that I believe also changed comedy forever. After Letterman left a late night, Lorne Michaels took over and hired Conan O'Brien for late night and produced that. That guy is just probably one of the best scouts of talent maybe of all time. Because think about how comedy changed, especially for like college kids when Conan O'Brien took over late night. That late night, that's when late night became like popping. Yeah, people were like, "No, I'm staying up to watch late night." Yeah, Conan. Yeah. People, and then obviously Conan led the way for Colbert and Jon Stewart, and all these other guys, and Jimmy Fallon, all these other dudes that are huge now. Like all these ex-SNL dudes. Yeah, and I love Conan. I've always loved Conan. I still think Conan. He's still one of the funniest guys ever. I still think Conan is one of the best late night hosts of all time. Yeah. Like, you know, and I know a lot of people like Jay Leno and dudes. Like, I thought he was ass. Like, he's whatever. He had his moments. And as a person, because of what he did to Conan, terrible. What did he do to Conan? So remember when Conan was hosting The Tonight Show? Yeah. For like 6 months? Yeah. Until Jay Leno wanted it back? Oh, what a dickhead. Yes. Well, because he was jealous. Well, what happened was I guess NBC forced him out because they promised Conan The Tonight Show. Mm-hmm. So then he left, and then he had his own talk show on at like 10, and then it was like the news, and then it was The Tonight Show starring Conan O'Brien. And then he wanted it back because his show was tanking at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And NBC was like, all right, we'll just move you to like midnight or whatever. Mm-hmm. And or even like the later show. And he's like, well, no, because that's Jimmy's time now. Because Jimmy Fallon had taken over late night. Yeah. And Jimmy Fallon on late night was incredible. Yeah. Seth Meyers right now is incredible. Yeah. But then, you know, Conan had enough integrity to be like, that's now Jimmy's spot. I can't do that to him. Yep. So he just up and left. Yep. There's a film we should do sometime called Conan O'Brien Can't Stop. It's a documentary. Okay. It's a documentary about the time between when he left late night and he started his TBS show, where he toured, and it was called the Legally Prohibited from Appearing on Television Tour, I think is what it was called, because due to his contract with NBC, he couldn't appear on television for 6 months. So he just went on the road. Yeah, he just went on the road, and it's a documentary about him and what he went through with that whole situation. It was incredible. Dang, that's really good, man. Yeah, it's really good because it shows you how much integrity Conan has. Yeah. As a human being, and how even though he was probably like really depressed, oh my God, he found solace in humor and who he surrounded himself with. And he became one of the biggest podcasters. Yeah. One of the biggest. He's still big YouTuber. Everything. Yeah. He's still like Team Coco is like. Dude, yeah, Team Coco is still like. Yeah. Bro, I was watching Clueless Gamer all the time. Oh yeah. That shit was funny as hell. Yes. I was like, yo, Conan's great. And look, without Conan, we wouldn't have Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Oh my God, hilarious. Yeah. And I kid. One of the original writers that he knew from SNL, from when he wrote on SNL before he wrote for The Simpsons, and one of his original writers for Late Night, Bob Odenkirk.
Oh my,
dude!
Look at him now,
dude. Bob Odenkirk, Louis C.K. I think.
Without that, you might not have Mr. Show.
Yeah, I know Robert Smigel. Yeah, because without the trajectory, Bob Odenkirk was on then. Yeah, Mr. Show. He wouldn't have met David Cross when he was on the Ben Stiller Show, and and without Mr. Show, comedy wouldn't be the same because Mr. Show paved the way for Chappelle's Show.
Chappelle's Show. I was like that sketch comedy.
Yeah,
that raunchy, dirty sketch.
Yeah. The underground stuff.
Yep, definitely paved the way.
So as innovative and kind of underground as Chappelle's Show was, because it wasn't on HBO, it was on Comedy Central. It was still more sanitized than Mr. Show was.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine if Chappelle's Show was on HBO.
Oh my god! Yeah,
insane, bro.
It might still be on.
It might still be. Yeah. HBO might have respected him. Yeah. I'm shocked Netflix didn't pick it up. Then, I'm sure they were like, yo, you want to do another show? He probably said no, but...
Well, Netflix did...
He's making all this money off just the specials, so...
About 9 years ago, they did a show called With Bob and David, which was like
a little ode to it, to Mr. Show?
Yeah, it was sort of like the 20th anniversary, where everyone from Mr. Show was on it. And it was almost like they just picked up where they left off. And it's incredible. It's only 4 episodes, but it's amazing. Because the chemistry is still there.
Yeah, look, man, when you're friends with somebody, y'all, it don't matter.
But they cut their teeth with Conan and Lorne Michaels, Bob Odenkirk did. So as a writer on SNL and then on Late Night, without Lorne Michaels fostering that talent.
Yeah, man, he really was a scout. He really was the scout, man, for real, for real.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry.
You're good, bro. I mean, this is what this is, bro. I mean, I figured this is how this is going to go. Because this movie, it's a history movie, really.
Yeah, and you then think of, this is how it started, and then we're still feeling the influence.
Yep. I'm like, exactly, which is why I'm sure Reitman wanted to make this movie. He's like, bro, this is an important story people should hear.
Yeah, it's a love letter to something that shaped the last 50 years
of comedy, bro.
And movies.
I'm like, SNL is still huge. People still love SNL. Their stars are still blowing up. Look at Pete Davidson, bro. He blew up off that shit.
And think about, even Trading Places, right? Look, you had Dan Aykroyd from the original cast and Eddie Murphy from the new cast coming together in a film.
Yep, and you know what? I'm about to watch Trading Places. It was a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I'm about to watch Trading Places.
So is The Princess Bride.
Yep. I just watched that.
Oh, my God.
I just watched that.
My favorite line, Felicia and I were talking about it earlier. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
I hate to die. He's like, throw me up the rope or throw the rope back down.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's
I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah.
He's like, I will not kill you until you get up here.
Yeah. And he's like, no, take your time.
Take your time.
And
he's fucking talking to him.
Yeah, it's like, what? But it's such a great film. It is, because we were talking.
Reiner, man.
Because we were talking about Rob Reiner, and I'm like, he's made so many great films even after that.
Yep.
And before that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think The Princess Bride, it has everything in it.
It does. It's got comedy, love, action. It's got everything you could want in a movie. And it feels spoofy too. It's got this Holy Grail type of Monty Python.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
And Cary Elwes as the Errol Flynn type of guy.
He's the man, bro.
And God, Mandy Patinkin. Oh, I guess the most iconic line though is, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed
my father.
Prepare to die."
Because he says it 20 times.
Yeah.
He's like, you got 6 fingers on your right hand.
And look, Christopher Guest. But that's another film, because what I was talking to her about earlier, there's people that are in that movie that are only in that movie for a few minutes. Billy Crystal. Peter Cook as the priest. Maoish. and Mel Smith as the albino. Right? In The Pit of Despair. They're only in it for a few minutes, but they crush what they do. Yeah. They're so good. Oh, and Carol Kane.
Yeah,
Billy Crystal's wife.
Dude, Carol Kane is they're both just so funny in there.
He's lying.
He's lying to him and she's trying to tell him the truth.
Yeah. Have fun storming the castle. Yeah.
I'm like, that was definitely 2 of the best 80s cameos ever.
And I believe Billy Crystal, even though he was cut from the first episode of SNL.
Wow.
Because they showed that in the movie.
Yeah, I was like, this is in the movie.
I believe he was a cast member for a little bit.
He had to be.
During, I think, the Dick Ebersol years, I believe he was.
Wow, they had a lot of talent on that.
Oh yeah, he was, because he had a character. He's like, "You look marvelous." I forget what the character he was, but it was a famous character at the time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched it like 2 weeks ago.
So yeah, look, but without the influence of SNL from like the 12 years before that film came out, would that film have been the style?
Nope.
Because look, you have Christopher Guest in there, who was on SNL and who worked with Reiner on Spinal Tap, along with Harry Shearer, who was on SNL.
Still ended up working with Reiner again.
Oh yeah, because he was in Spinal Tap also. So was Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey,
Spinal Tap.
Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
And then
I know you love when Harry Met Sally.
I hate it.
I know you
I
do.
wish they would have never met.
I was telling Felicia that.
She was like, "What? It's such a good movie."
I'm like, Dom hates that movie.
It's one of the. It's Reiner's. It's his only bad spot, in my opinion, out of his film.
So you won't have what she's had.
I will not have what she's had. You know what it is, a big thing? Like I said, it's not the biggest. I don't like young Meg Ryan. I like older Meg Ryan.
Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Then I had when Neil trips on LSD.
Oh my God! Yes, yes.
When Dan Aykroyd's fucking with him.
Yeah.
He's like, wow. That show is funny as hell, bro.
Dude, I can't believe how amazing Dylan O'Brien.
Dude, he was.
The only issue I really have with it is like watching the first episode of Saturday Night Live. You see that Dylan O'Brien is in better shape.
Way better.
Just like John Belushi is thinner than Matt Wood.
Yeah, he is. I was like, John Belushi wasn't that big.
Yeah.
I'm like, and Dan Aykroyd definitely wasn't this jacked.
Yeah. He didn't have those
he
biceps.
was cut up and all that. I'm like, yo, this guy's in great shape. I thought that same thing. Hey, Dan Aykroyd wasn't that handsome either.
And I love like when he like goes to pick up the thing in that scene.
Yeah, with the shorts.
Because that's Dan Aykroyd. That's how he did it. And it's like, oh shit.
So some kids just watched. They just they got on Peacock and just watched.
Yeah,
just crazy. Yeah, that show's funny. I have a Rosie tells Dan about her and Lauren's relationship.
Oh yeah, because she like has a relationship.
They had a thing going on. Yeah, I was like, oh, so and that's what I'm like. That's what makes this movie great. It's just the little interactions they have with each other that build to this whole overall grand theme. And I'm like, oh, so I don't know what I was doing the first time I watched it, but that fucking went over my head. I was like, really? I don't remember. I don't know if I went and took a piss or what. I don't remember. Seriously, I don't remember them talking about how they had a little thing going on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. It was like,
because I thought they mentioned it when she and Lauren were first talking. That's why they didn't know what her last name was going to be in the credits. Yeah. Because if she wanted to be known as his wife, or if she wanted her own identity. Yeah.
Because obviously, I remember the scene where she's like, "Oh, you look sexy, Dan," and all this. And I'm thinking, she's just hyping everybody up to motivate them. And I'm like, oh, she probably means that.
Those hot pants need to be a little shorter.
Pants need to be a little shorter. And of course, I had the construction scene.
Oh yeah.
So funny. All the girls were great too.
Oh yeah.
I have. Oh man. When Chevy confronts Milton,
oh geez,
that's the most tense scene in the movie, bro.
That actually is, because the look on his face,
bro. Chevy never been defeated like that before.
No,
that was the first time he's ever felt like that in his life.
But the thing is, like, if you do any kind of research, Milton Berle apparently did that kind of shit all the time.
I believe
just to put people in their place.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. He was the man. I mean, he rattles off his accolades and everything.
And then just like, honestly, gives you a mushroom tattoo.
Yeah. Dick slap you.
Yeah.
He not barely even a swinging dick.
Yeah.
Yo, when he pulls it out, I'm like, dog, I'm like, this motherfucker crazy, bro.
Yeah, because even like,
Kai Gross like, goddamn.
Yeah, but then she's like, oh.
Yeah, but it's like, it's still this old guy.
Yeah, like, you're still 67.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want your old meat. I don't care how big it is.
Yeah, it's like, it's
who you rather fuck? You want to fuck J.K. Simmons or what's supposed to be young Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that hard to pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that scene, oh man, when I first was watching that, I was watching that scene like, okay. I was like, they ain't playing around in here. And I'm like, but I do love that Chevy still was like, yo, fuck you, dude. I don't give a shit who you are. Yeah. I love that. Because, like, most dudes would have bent down and kissed his ass.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And I like that. I also like I don't think I put it in here, but I'll bring it up since we're talking about Chevy talking to higher ups. When he talks to Tibbet, And Tibbet basically tells him, like, you're the guy.
He gives him the shoulder tap or whatever
shoulder
he says.
Yep,
Yes.
I got the shoulder tap. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He basically is like...
He's like, the way you held that room.
Yep. He's like, you're the man.
Johnny's not going to be around forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, oh, shit. I do like that scene, too. I had... when Dick and Lauren argue... in the staircase.
Yes.
And that was some of Phil... Or not...
Cooper.
Phil.
Well, no, that shows how good he was.
Yeah, that's what... Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I see his dad in this scene. I see him... I'm like,
I know what you guys say about me.
Yeah, I know,
about how I dress.
How I dress.
Yeah. But and Cooper Hoffman, even though he's not in the film, like he's in it a lot, but like his character is kind of ancillary.
Yes.
He's important.
He's very important.
And it shows how important he is, even with that stupid Polaroid.
Yep.
Polaroid camera. Trying to do the integration of the commercials and shit. Yeah.
That shit is funny. But like, dude, Cooper Hoffman killed that. I mean, they all did. Like, I wish he would have had a little more screen time because I'm like, he was really good, but don't worry, he's gonna get his shots. But I was like, man.
Well, he's only, how old is he now?
20, maybe 21. He's young as shit.
So he
was in Licorice Pizza. I think he's like 18. So 18. So he's probably like.
So he and Lorne Michaels are probably the same age.
Same age, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, he has his whole career ahead.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, all of them. I'm like, everybody in this movie should be looking forward to 15 to 20 years of some great success, man.
I think Corey Michael Smith is the oldest, and he's like 38.
Yeah, he's 38?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think he was that old. I thought he was like 27 or 8.
Well, he was in Gotham, and the Gotham started like 9 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
So,
wow, he's kept himself up, taking care of it, so he looked young.
Yeah.
God, they really got him to look like Chevy.
Oh, my God.
The hair and the outfits and the swag.
In a futile and stupid gesture, Joel McHale plays Chevy Chase.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he worked with Chevy on Community.
Oh, yeah, so that makes sense.
So he has, like, all the shit down pat.
He's like, I know how much of an asshole he is.
Yeah, probably, yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But he probably also heard all the stories, too.
Yeah.
Because Chevy Chase, I can't imagine just sitting down with him, like, ego aside, and just listening to everyone he knew and what his life was like, just being around him and knowing him.
Well, I mean, dude, I feel like that scene where he's talking to the guy who's basically kind of coming at him about...
Oh, the writer.
Yeah.
In the writer's room,
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like that was essentially... They're like, yo, we're going to kind of lay out Chevy's next 20, 30 years here for you in this scene.
And I love that the guy's like, I only made a fortune.
Yeah, he's like, I only made a fortune.
Yep.
He's like, awards. I got how many primetime Emmys?
Yeah, I had 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah. He was
dude,
killed that shit.
Oh, and especially because he's the writer. I would start it. The writer's like, I can't come up with a punchline for this joke. And it's about them burning all the Playboys.
Yeah.
And it's like, for miles, all they could smell was burnt bunny.
Burnt bunny.
And it was like, oh my God. Like, holy shit. Like, that dude,
He killed it.
He did, yeah.
And I'm like, and I think it's a testament to the actual Chevy Chase, because that guy's mind, he was sharp as shit. Like, so witty. I'm like, Chevy Chase said to be one of the wittiest guys ever.
Really quick, we may have mentioned this in the past. Otter was originally written for
Chevy Chase. We did talk about that.
Yes, we did. But he was too old.
I was like, because Chevy Chase definitely didn't look college age.
No, but he would have been a great Otter.
He killed it. If it was 10 years sooner, my God. Yeah.
Even though Tim Matheson, that's his
big season. You know what I mean? Like,
that or maybe the guy that he plays in Fletch with Chevy Chase.
Yes, but that's definitely his peak season.
Yeah. Otter is...
dude, he's
the king of that film.
He's essentially like our boy Donald Sutherland in MASH.
Oh my God, that's who he is.
Exudes coolness to the max.
Or Jeff Winger in Community.
Yes,
that's Otter.
Just somebody who's just, no matter what they do, they're just a cool ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at him. All right, I have when they spray Lauren with the fake blood.
Oh, yeah, Al Franken and Tom Davis. Yes. And then he goes outside and it looks
like he just killed someone.
Yeah.
Oh, I have when he hires Alan at the bar.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's a good scene.
Oh yeah,
He's
Brad Garrett.
Yeah. He's like, man, he's like, you do any of this? He said, what? I sweat this much off stage.
Yeah. Alan, what's that dude's last name? The guy's the writer's last name.
Alan, oh shit, hold on.
Because he might have been the guy who ended up co-writing The Jerk.
Great film.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, if that's when he found him. I'm going to look up The Jerk real quick. Because, look, man, there's such great, like pedigree.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. It really is coming.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Carl Gottlieb. Okay, never mind. But that guy has written a lot of other films, though.
Alan Zweibel,
yeah, because he's a famous comedy writer, and that's how he was discovered.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. You're in a bar making $3 a joke.
Yeah.
From some asshole played by the dude from Everybody Loves Raymond. Yeah. Like, that dude's great.
I remember his comedy before Everyone Loves Raymond. He would go on stage and say he looks like Greg Brady and Frankenstein's monster had a baby.
Yeah, he's old. Yeah. He's so big and kind of doofy. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
He's a huge guy.
But that was his joke.
Yeah,
so.
I love that scene. Also love the scene right after when John is ice skating in the bee costume.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a triple axel. Why don't you just try and do a single one? I'm going to do it. I'm going to die trying.
Yeah.
I love that scene, bro. Garrett sound check.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so you know a song. Yes. Oh, my God. What is that song?
Oh, he said, hold on, I got it.
Do you have it quotes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God. That's such a great song.
I got you right here. Fucking, we'll spit it right.
Because everybody is, like, clapping, and then they see, like, Dave is there.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Hold on. No, I got it written in here. Bro, I have it written. Bro, don't tell me. I know I wrote that shit. Well, I'm going to jump off a building here. We got.
Don't jump off.
It's basically Whitey. They say, Whitey don't kill me or something. Dude, I know I had that in quotes. And the fact that I don't see it here. It bothers me. Give me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see.
That's what it is.
Won't bother me.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes.
I was like, it was buried in all these damn quotes.
Yes.
I know I got it here. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
They kill it. And I think he gets a little respect from, what's the fucking dude's name? The main guy in the band.
Oh, Billy Preston.
Billy Preston. Yeah. I think he gets a little bit of respect from him for that. He's like, all right, I see you got a little wit to you, a little bite.
Yes.
Because they were definitely looking at him like, roll head on, bro.
Yes.
You ain't one of us.
But dude, John Baptiste as Billy Preston.
Oh, he killed it.
He killed it. And he did the music for the whole film, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes.
I was like, this guy's not in a lot, but he makes his presence known in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Yeah, that shit is fucking hilarious.
He used to be Stephen Colbert's in-house band guy. Well, John Baptiste and Stay Human for his first 7 years.
Oh, wow. That's great. Then I had... last one, I had the final scene, everything leading into the premiere.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's chaos.
Oh, yeah. And
chaos.
Then everyone who was just so defiant for, like, that first, like, hour and 15 minutes, like, we got to get these bricks together.
All the fucking bricklayers. I'm like, the fucking Chevy Chase was putting bricks in. I'm like, everybody was laying bricks in, bro. Yeah. I do love that, how when it was crunch time, everybody band together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it kind of just shows you when shit hits the fan, people will do the right thing a lot of the time.
Yeah. How about, I think one of the unsung heroes of this film is Matthew Rhys, the guy who plays George Carlin.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Fuck you. Definitely fuck you.
Yeah, I was like, that shit was fun. I got that close. He's great. You know who he looked like in that to me? He looked like Sam Rockwell.
Oh, you know what? Sam Rockwell probably would have been great.
He could have played, if he was just a little bit younger, he could have played him.
But that's the dude who played Perry Mason in the HBO Perry Mason show. And he was incredible in that. So to see him in this, it's like...
totally different.
Yeah, but it's like, goddamn, he's a great actor.
He's a good actor.
He's Welsh.
Is he?
Yeah, so like, that's obviously not his accent.
Yeah, I thought that guy was American. Yeah. George Carlin the real George Carlin in that first episode.
Oh, yeah.
He had me cracking up, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He had me
Jesus
cracking
on the
up. Jesus
dashboard?
on the dashboard. When he's talking about the sports between football and baseball,
Yes.
I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we're trying to go home.
He said, what's the object? To march down the field in enemy territory. What's the object of baseball? You just want to go home. I was like, he's saying this in the 70s, bro.
Yes.
I'm like, imagine how people feel about baseball now. I'm like, come on.
And think about, like, he was talking about God.
Yeah.
He was talking about a lot of
risque shit. I was like, I'm shocked they let this fly back, but it was live. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and it was after midnight.
It was after midnight, yeah. It was like, well, all the Christians are asleep. So
that's true.
Good. Yeah, crazy, bro.
Yeah, because that woman should have been on the delay button, right? There's one delay button, and my finger is going to be on it. I'm surprised you could even find the button, or whatever he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do the MVP. I got 6.
There has to be more than 6.
It's probably more than 6, but I was like, we can't put the whole fucking cast.
Yeah, we can't, but we probably should.
You know, I wanted to put J.K. and Willem in there. Like, they're just not in it quite enough.
Well, Jason Reitman should be first.
He
co-wrote it and directed it.
He was first. Jason Reitman is first.
Yeah.
Gabriel LaBelle is second.
Yes.
Corey Michael Smith is third.
Oh, yes.
Matt Wood is fourth.
Yes.
Dylan O'Brien is sixth, and Tommy Dewey, or fifth, and Tommy Dewey is sixth.
Oh, yeah, for Michael O'Donoghue. Yes.
Dude, he had some great quotes.
He did.
He's not in it a lot, but every time he's on screen, he's a scene stealer.
I would rather butt-fuck cancer.
Butt-fuck cancer than write for those fucking, have that. Let's get so peak season. All right, let's get this peak because I want to get into quotes.
Peak season should be the
whole cast,
the MVPs, and
all the MVPs.
And the rest of the cast.
Honestly, everyone but Rachel S., Willem Dafoe, and J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, because they've all done
bigger shit. I would even say this is Gabriel LaBelle's peak season over The Fabelmans.
Yeah, because he's carrying.
He's carrying this shit.
And look, if
you ain't got Spielberg to fall back on, and he's not working with these veteran actors, bro. Because I'm like, he don't even have a scene. I think he has a quick scene with J.K. Simmons and a quick scene with Willem Dafoe. Other than that, it's him. You know what I mean? It's him handling biz.
That is true.
For best quotes, let's do it. Well, if it's live, why the hell are you down here?
Yes.
I had spaghetti. Oh, that sounds delicious. We can't expect people to recognize something they've never seen before. I was like, that's one of the best quotes in the film.
That is true.
How did you lose 28 gallons of blood?
Okay, really quick. This is the movie poster.
Yeah.
And that should say it all.
Yeah, he's literally carrying everyone.
Yes.
Wow. Some good artwork there. Yeah. And I was looking at that poster and I was like, I like how Willem Michaels is carrying it. And then it's literally what he did.
Yeah.
Sorry, tripped over my own penis.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and that's how you're introduced to Chevy. Yes.
That's like this motherfucker. Oh, we're not doing a radio hour, and he's built like an Albanian cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. And he's referencing the National Lampoon Radio Hour. Yes, that they worked on together.
I'm like, Chevy, be nice to my he did nothing to you, bro. If that piglet dismembers my work, I'm going to turn her uterus into a sock puppet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Dude, fucking Donahue, bro. Jeez. He was crazy. Oh, Garrett, don't do voodoo.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of set the scene a little bit. When Dan Aykroyd's trying to get into the door, he's like, oh, it's a little lodged.
Oh, yeah.
I think Lauren had a lot of good quotes. This is one of the best ones. Sorry, my expectations surpass your abilities.
Oh, yeah, the lighting
guys. I was like,
oh, yeah. Why are you trying to kill my actors?
Yeah, I'm trying to kill my actors. He said, you don't want the... He's like, sorry, my expectations surpass your abilities. I was like, damn.
Yeah, what a great line.
That's a good line. They're not just... They're your co-stars.
Yeah, from the Muppets.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's the writers on the 17th floor tied a belt around Big Bird's neck and hung him from my dressing room door.
Literally my next one. That was my next quote.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, I heard about Big Bird. So sorry. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Who knew?
Who knew? Literally was the next quote I had. Yep. Yeah, it's funny. I'm not a dashboard ornament. Come on, you want a little cig? Oh, that's when we see Rosie.
Oh yeah.
Fucking my man John. And
she's
I had to throw that in because like she looks so. Oh my god! If I couldn't have been Matt Wood in that scene, I would have been getting a Matt Wood. You know what I'm saying?
You would have been at least the last name.
They would have called me Matt Wood. I'm like, yo. I'm not turning him into a bee. He's a man in a bee costume. Like, Rose, this is our shot. It's a shot.
Yeah.
This isn't the only thing getting sucked on this weekend.
Oh yeah, Chevy. Yep. Yeah, because he takes a cigarette.
Yep.
Yes.
Want to meet black people? Go to Harlem. Want to meet Jews? Go to our writing room. I remember everyone who gives me a job.
Oh,
that's what Lauren says to Tibbet when he meets him.
Yes. Smart kid. Is that what he said?
Smart kid. Yep. Smart kid. Can't you see talent when it's inches in your face?
Yeah.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Dick. Plow through any fuck that gets in your way, even me. I was like, I love it. Yo,
yeah.
Tibbet was a dick, but he was great at the same time. Bro.
Yeah.
He was like,
he's been around the block.
Yeah, he knows what's good. And he knows, by the end of the movie, you realize everything he's doing is to motivate. Like, because I think he wanted them to succeed. Even though everyone else is like, we want you to fail. I think he was like, I'm putting my name on it. I want you guys to do something right.
Yeah.
So I just think he was like a tough love kind of guy. But his character's interesting, actually. Okay. I imagine you'll die alone, falling out of a hotel room in Stockholm. Jesus, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, Chevy Chase is killing this shit, bro. Just that delivery, that one-line delivery just told me this kid did his research to the max, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, that's exactly how Chevy Chase would have said that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, to a T. The voice, the cadence, everything. I was like, wow, this kid really put the fucking work in. Jesus, I can't wait. Sexy and horny just don't mean the same thing.
Oh, yeah. If a dog is humping your leg, he's horny.
He's horny.
But it's not sexy.
It's not sexy.
Because she's like, I don't see the difference.
Yeah, but like, there's a difference. I'd rather butt fuck cancer than make these changes.
Yes.
You're a vile human. Oh, fuck, you've heard this before.
Yes. Mr. O'Donoghue, why still so formal? Just call me Satan.
Just call me Satan. Wait. I am Satan.
Yeah.
That was literally my next quote. I am Satan. You just hit a man with a Tony. I've hit plenty of guys named Tony.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, when the guys are delivering the bricks, right?
Bricks, yeah. How the fuck do you pronounce it? Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, yeah, because he's like, Chevy Chase, Gilda Radner, Dan Ike, to Paul Schaefer. How the fuck do you pronounce this? Aykroyd.
I'm just here to play the butler, the shoe shine guy, and the pimp.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I've definitely fucked you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They want to shave me. There's no jaw under that beard, just 10 pounds of neck. I was like, bro, leave my man's alone. And then that's a good scene because they fight. And, that's one thing that gets back to Tibbet. He's like, your actors are fighting each other.
Yeah.
He just has a laundry list of things that why they shouldn't work, but it does. Right here. Chaplin, Brando, Belushi.
Oh, yeah. Because he's better than Brando.
Yeah, he's
going to be studied.
He's going to be studied.
Yeah.
Think about the Republic of South Africa, where it comes in like a lion and comes out like a different lion. Honestly, it's not Australia. Honestly, and then I'll just put that every word that comes out of Belushi's mouth in that scene. Someone get him a pen. Don't let him use it as a straw. He's like, gotta sign a contract. How'd the call go? Terrific. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
As he's getting reamed the fuck out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You need a hit. Oh, no. I think it would help. That makes sense. I'm like, your reputation precedes you. Yeah, about 11 inches. I was like, oh, my God. And then, when I first saw it, I was like, what does he mean by that? And then later I find out. I was oh, okay, that's literally what you meant. I've been doing this job a long time. I'm sure you have it all under control.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, maybe. Don't ask her. She's a nymph, not a nurse, kid. That's a potent dragon you're riding there.
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's a potent dragon you're riding there, kid. What you smoked was a sacred strain from the Island Plateau of Thailand, I believe. The best plateau. Yeah,
Aykroyd, bro, he killed it.
Yeah, but make no mistake about it. That stick's probably stronger than a bull elephant.
Yes. Why did you hire me? You were cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I had when they were singing "Down on the Right." How's the pay? That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You kidding, hot stuff? You're gonna melt every TV in America. I'm not the kid's sister or the wife. I'm the writer. I was like, ooh, that's a good scene too, because that's when you kind of figure out, okay, this isn't a normal marriage.
Yeah.
I was like, it feels like a business partnership. The shorts are too short. That's funny. I've never heard of you. Must be the Alzheimer's.
Yes. Wow.
Milton pulls his dick out. Oh, do I have your attention? You're not a star. You're barely in the fucking building. You're not even a swinging dick.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I wouldn't want to make these skits any worse than they already are.
Yeah. Yeah, was that
just George Carlin?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, he's in character. Can you make it in 2? Yes. No, when the dude's like, you get 2 minutes.
Oh,
2 minutes each? No, 2 minutes.
Oh,
he's like, I need at least 6 minutes, bro.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm just setting up for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, fella.
Oh, and that woman's comedy wasn't even that funny anyway.
No,
in the actual episode.
Yeah.
About like the gym teacher or whatever.
She was very forgettable.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, she took her shot, though.
Yeah.
Unlike him, she was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. Well, she needed more than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a fail.
Oh, yeah. When Ebersol was telling him, like, they're banking
on you failing, dude. They make more money showing reruns of Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? This is how much I sweat off stage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do it or die trying. You're the writer. You're the talker. What's the first thing they see? No logo, no intro, just your handsome face. Get me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see. Whitey won't bother me.
Yeah.
Perhaps you kids aren't quite ready for prime time. I'm like, oh, it's sad to hear.
Well, see, that's why they called them, eventually they called them the not ready for primetime players.
Did they really call them that?
Now, did you notice in the first episode when the announcer says it, he says the not for quite primetime players or something.
He does say,
but because it's live, he couldn't.
That's what came out, bro.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of SNL, man. Like, that is definitely, dude, you don't get anything live anymore except sporting events. So it's like, that's great.
And even there's a delay there in case Janet Jackson's boob falls out.
Yeah. Don't tell me you've been doing this so long when you can't even recognize the potential for greatness when it's right in your face. Like,
wait, real. Dick said that to Dave, right? Or
no,
or Dave said that to Dick.
Dave said that to Dick
because I remember Dick said something like that to Dave when they were in the
little elevator.
Yeah,
and then he says that to him later.
Yeah,
it's anything you think is gonna be when you move. It's everything you think it's gonna be when you move to the city.
Oh yeah,
he's asking him like, "What is this?"
Yeah. Show
me Saturday night. You were born for this. Trust me. It's a 10-cent stamp, but if you want to lick it, it's a quarter.
Oh my god! And that's in the episode. Oh, and it's almost better watching that Weekend Update.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's like
because you see the look on his face, on Chevy's face, and you're like, "Wow, wow, yeah."
And I'm like, did he ad-lib that?
He must have. Probably when they were doing the rehearsal, he probably did.
Yeah, and they're probably like, roll with that.
Yes, yeah.
What is a golden shower? I've had at least 50 golden showers.
It's a yoga position.
It's a yoga position.
Yeah. When you let the sun shine, shower down.
Shower down. Can we get a mic check? 1, 2, fuck you. And then last one, live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Oh, God.
Now that's set up decades of greatness. Any other quotes that I missed you want to add?
From Lorne Michaels, art is but a measure of sacrifice
and tears. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I had that one. I fucking forgot to write it.
Look around, Lorne. This is Dave. You haven't locked the script. Your crew is an open rebellion.
Open rebellion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay, let's see if we can get through one of these sketches, Davey.
Sketches, Davey, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Robert Wall. Yeah, even he was great.
Yep. Bro, that's like everyone. It's like, it's just too many great people to name.
Yeah. Oh, what kind of show is it, Lauren? Do you even know what the show is? Did anyone ask Edison what a light bulb was
before he harnessed electricity?
Who are you in the metaphor?
Yeah. You in the metaphor. That's one of Dick Ebersol's best lines.
Yes.
That's one of his best lines.
Yeah.
God, now I want to watch this shit again.
I know. It's one of those things. It's infinitely rewatchable.
I will watch this movie probably again before the year ends.
Because you have to realize, like, there's a lot of things in it that are still staples of SNL. Like, there's always a llama backstage for some reason. Like, you hear about these things. And when it shows, like, Al Franken and Tom Davis at their desk, Al Franken reaches into that that box of cereal, and it's Colon Blow. Colon Blow was one of their commercials in the 80s with Phil Hartman.
Yep, rest in peace.
And I think someone has a box or a bag or whatever of, like, little chocolate donuts or whatever, which is another thing that John Belushi did an ad for, where he was like training for the Olympics and eating like little chocolate donuts and stuff. Yeah, like later on, like there's even stuff for like later episodes that are just set up in the rooms. If you look around,
dude,
it's incredible.
All the fake ads are fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
like, the fake ads are some of the best parts of this shit.
Yeah, because like in the episode there was that one. Like aspirin was like, try and open it or something.
Right? Yes. Yeah. That was like, the aspirin.
What the?
I was like, what the fuck, bro? Yes, that was the one I was specifically thinking of. All right, got any more?
No.
I got most.
Yeah, I think you did a great job with the quotes,
dude.
Man.
I was just on my laptop watching it, just like because there's so many. I was like, I gotta watch this on the computer.
Yeah, this whole damn script.
That's what like the script is just one long great quote.
Because actually, there is one more, and it's from the beginning. Hold on. I just got to find it really quick because it is really good, and it's pretty close here. Look, my name is Lorne Michaels. I'm the producer of Saturday Night. The whole night? Yeah, the whole night. But he's trying to get back in the building.
Back in,
and the security guy won't let him in. After he gets Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
He's trying to bring him in, yes. Yeah, the whole night.
Nice. That shit's funny, so.
Yeah.
All right. Best characters. All right, I'm going to just rattle off who I got, and you can throw in the ones you feel I missed.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. Andy Kaufman, Lorne Michaels, Jim Henson, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Rosie Schuster, Dave Sabat, George Carlin, Michael Donahue, Garrett Morris.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I got
Yeah.
Worst characters, Dave Sabat, Dick Ebersol, and Milton Berle.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, because Milton Berle was just an asshole.
He's an asshole. Yeah. He's not redeemable. Now, I like to bet because he was an asshole, but he was a necessary asshole.
Yes, he was. He was kind of like that tough love asshole. That's pretty much what you said earlier.
Yep. I'm like, you need him around. He's going to piss you off, but he's going to make sure you're successful.
He's the guy that pisses you off, so you push yourself harder than you thought you could and achieve more than you thought.
You're like, I'm doing this kind of in spite of you.
Yeah, he's like a great coach.
Yep, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I had. Nitpicks. You had a nitpick.
Well, the one nitpick is like Dylan O'Brien is in better shape.
Yes.
and obviously Matt Wood, like John Belushi in that first episode was thinner than
he was. Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah.
But I guess they were like, well, John Belushi is kind of known for being chunky.
Yeah.
So we might as well just get him chunky now. Because if they would have got him too skinny,
people probably would have
been like, who the fuck is that supposed to be?
Yeah.
Obviously they had the hair and the chops and shit down, but like they were like, who's this guy? So I think it was a smart move keeping him a little plumper, but he was smaller then.
And my other nitpick, the only thing that I really have to bitch about is when they do that first sketch at the end of the film, Chevy, it looks like he steps over Belushi when he comes in, and you watch the first episode, he comes around behind.
He does.
So that's my only nitpick.
Which, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason Reitman changed that.
Yeah.
So
I think it was probably more because of the tension between Belushi and Chevy in the film. So him stepping over him was more symbolic.
Yes. Like, I'm better than you, and you'll never be me. Yeah.
Yeah, because Chevy was the first cast member to leave. And to start doing movies. And to come back and host them. Mm-hmm. I think either the next year or the third season. He came back to host right after he left.
And he was killing it with the movies, dude. Like, what was the first one he did? Was it Vacation?
No.
Oh, was it Caddyshack?
No. I think it was something with Goldie Hawn. Believe it or not, I believe it was something with Goldie Hawn.
What's that one movie he did? Hold up. I gotta pull this up real quick.
Because obviously my favorite Chevy Chase film is Fletch.
Fletch, yeah. Fletch, your favorite? I do like Fletch.
He was born to play Fletch, and now that I've seen his film, Corey Michael Smith needs to be Fletch.
He does. Like
just like Matt Wood and Dylan O'Brien need to be the Blues Brothers.
Yes, and I liked John Hamm in the new one.
I did too. He was great.
But this guy's got to do it.
It's like if they do one that's a continuation of Fletch and Fletch Lives, Corey Michael Smith needs to fucking do it.
He's got to do it, bro.
Because it could take place in 1991 and I'd be happy.
I'd be lit, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because John Hamm is a great modern Fletch.
Play.
That's the one with Goldie Hawn. Is that from like 78?
That's 78.
Yeah, see, I think that was his first film.
Yep.
There might have
Modern Problems.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, but I remember hearing about it.
It's pretty funny. That was the one I was thinking of. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm looking at Chevy Chase's filmography, and I'm like, it's actually kind of hard to pick a favorite.
Look, Funny Farm was good.
Farm, I'm like, Fussy Funny Farm on here.
Yeah.
And of course, bro, you got all the vacations.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I'm a Vegas Vacation.
Really? I was going to say Vegas Vacation.
Vegas
you like that one?
I grew up with it. It's 97. I was 6 when it came out. You know what I mean? So I saw that movie all the time.
Yeah.
Not a European Vacation fan. I'm a Vacation fan, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation.
But Amy Heckerling directed.
Yeah, she's a great director.
Vacation. Yeah.
She's made good movies after that.
I think Chevy Chase was an asshole too.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell.
Dude, I watched a whole little YouTube documentary about how much of an asshole he was.
Yeah. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Griswold.
Yes.
This shit's been around for 1,000 years. Yeah, man. It's not bad, but it's not the best one.
Yeah, no.
I don't even really like Christmas.
Oh, my bro. Don't even say that to me. That movie's funny shit. Shit, was full. Come on, bro. You gotta love if for no reason Randy Quaid is just fucking.
That is his best performance probably
his
ever.
Season for sure. But yeah, Fletch.
And that's in spite of Independence Day. He was good in Independence Day.
I like Fletch Lives too.
Yeah, Fletch Lives is great, dude. Cleavon Little in Fletch Lives.
Cleavon Little is great, man.
Yeah.
He was.
And Arlie Ermey from Full Metal Jacket and stuff. As the preacher with Bible Land and stuff. You are healed. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. See, Chevy Chase was. I think Fletch showed his acting chops because Fletch would be in disguise.
Yep.
You know, he'd do different things like Fletch Lives. Hey, what's your name? Bend over. Nice to meet you, Ben.
Nice to meet you, bro. If you like Fletch, you need to watch Hitman with Glenn Powell. You're gonna feel, bro. He's gonna remind you so much of like Chevy and Fletch. Bro.
Okay.
He's in disguise all the time, and he's like pretending to be all these different people. And that was the movie where I was like, okay, this dude can fucking act. I just watched him do 4 different accents, play 4 different weird guys, and it all works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
Is it like
he got a Golden Globe nom for it?
Is it like in Fletch when Fletch is thinking about he's daydreaming about being on the Lakers? and like he's 6'4" with the afro.
With the afro. Yeah, I'm like with the afro 6'9". Man was obsessed with the Lakers, bro.
He loved the Lakers.
I'm even teach this girl about the Lakers.
Yeah.
Walking on the beach talking about the Lakers.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hey, the Lakers were hot back then.
Yeah.
So if you were a basketball
because that would have been what? Like Magic Johnson?
That was Magic era, yeah.
That
was Magic era, like. Because Fletch was 82?
85.
85, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's peak Magic Johnson era. Hell yeah, bro. Like, Kareem, too.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He was in the.
Yeah,
that's
I'm like-
right. Because the airplane.
Yep, I'm like,
They talk about it.
Yes.
Because that little kid, Joey.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, kid.
No. I'd be like, yo, fuck you, kid. You coming back?
I don't come down to where you work and slap the dick out of your mouth.
That shit. All right, so we're not recasting,
We can't because they've already been recast.
but I just have a suggestion for a director who I think would murder this. Alexander Payne.
You know what? You actually said the guy directed Birdman earlier.
Oh, Inarritu.
Yeah, Inarritu, yeah.
My only issue with him doing it is he's not American.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if this was maybe his flavor.
Oh, I understand,
You know
because
what I'm
it
saying?
is strictly
You gotta be American.
it's a very New York,
yes, New York American thing.
nighttime. Yeah,
That's my
like
only issue.
in a club kind of feel. Yeah,
and I feel like Inarritu's like, I didn't do this shit.
You know what? Because of seeing the Holdovers and how that was like
How
super
he did
70s. You're right. Yeah,
I just watched the Holdovers. That's what made me think of Alex.
One of your new favorite holiday films.
It's probably my new favorite movie.
Yeah,
dude. Paul Giamatti and that fucking kid who plays Angus, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the chemistry, and of course Divine Joy's. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
The acting and directing there is just A1.
You know what? I agree with you as far as but he'd make it more emotional than funny.
He might
because it probably would be more tense and more like
he would
be
definitely
more like
the tense scenes would be more intense.
Yeah,
but he might. I still think he'd deliver on the comedy.
He can because
his comedy is
Election was
his
great.
comedy's just different.
Yeah,
the way he weaves it into his scripts is different. But I do think Alex Payne could have, and you know he grew up watching this, so I think he would have fucking bingo. But that was just something I thought. I didn't write it down or anything.
It's just Jason Reitman being Ivan Reitman's son, since Ivan Reitman did like Ghostbusters and however many other films with a lot of the actors that were on it, like. Jason would have grown up around.
Oh, he knew them. Like, they're probably like, hey, what's up, Squirt? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and obviously there have been many books written about it, but he could have gotten firsthand accounts in writing it.
Yep. He's like, yo, I've seen this motherfucker doing 8 lines of blow in this dress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so, unanswerable questions. Now, I asked two as if I only saw this movie and SNL was fake.
Yes.
My two would be, was the show a hit?
Yeah.
And my other one was, does Warren and Rosie stay together?
Well, that's actually a really good question because why were they together to begin with? According to her, she just followed him home.
She followed him home one day, yeah. Or he followed her home.
Followed her home.
And she just never sent him away.
So I guess she was Canadian too, probably.
Yeah. Must have been good old Canada.
Because I think Joe Shuster, who was the artist who co-created Superman, was Canadian.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's, obviously, we know real life. Yes, it was a success. And did they stay together?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
We should actually answer that question right
let's
now.
answer for you.
Because I did look her up, and it's not here, but I'll look it up again. Rosie Shuster, Canadian comedy writer and actress. Oh, they were married till 1980.
Oh, they divorced kind of quick.
Yeah. But they were married in 71.
9 years.
So, 9 years.
For some 20-some-year-olds, ain't bad.
Yeah, especially in the 70s and being around all that stuff.
All the stuff, yeah.
And look, she's 74.
Wow.
And Lorne Michaels is 80.
Oh, he's 80. Oh, he's a lot
just turned 80, yeah. He's about 6 years older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. So he was 30.
Okay.
Or probably 29 when it premiered.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he would have been 30 because it's next year, it's 50 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Prop you want from the movie?
I don't know. The bee costume?
That's what the bee suit.
Because those killer bee costumes became famous after that. Yeah, so
they just stand out. It's funny.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. I thought this movie was absolutely incredible.
So, are we grading it now?
We can grade it now. We went through everything.
Wow, it's so weird.
It's aged best and worst because it just came out and it's a period piece.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
it all aged well.
Yeah, obviously it aged well.
We see it aged well in real life. We know it aged well
because it's got to be less it's probably still just as stressful, but I mean, from the tensions of the first episode,
I'm like,
till now,
it's not nearly like it was in that.
It's,
they had no idea.
It would probably only be stressful if you're a new cast member,
and you're like, oh, I gotta fucking gel with these guys. These guys gotta like me, and you know, if they don't like you, bro, you ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, because it's got to be like a club that you know if
you gotta fit in. You gotta vibe with the cast. So grade. Man,
I'd honestly say an A+.
It's gotta be an A+. This is an instant classic.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an instant classic. As soon as I saw it, like I texted you right after I saw it, I was like, bro, you gotta watch Saturday Night as soon as humanly possible.
And as soon as I got home after working a double, dude, I worked like 3 to 11 that Friday. Came home, slept like 4 hours, worked a double shift. Watched Saturday night.
Watched almost 2-hour movie.
Watched Saturday night. Slept another 4 hours and worked another double.
Crazy. Because you texted me, you're like, it was incredible. Like, wait, you already watched it?
Yeah, because it would have been like 1:30 in the morning, right?
I was like, bro, you already watched it? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is terrible, but it was worth losing sleep.
Absolutely.
That's the highest praise I can give it because it changed the way I thought about not only this type of film, but like what goes into making that show.
A lot.
Because even watching that first episode, think about it, that first night, if it was 1975, October 11th at 11:30 p.m., you don't know what just happened in the hour and a half before that.
No idea.
Like all the fighting, all the whatever, just
shit breaking, and all kinds of motherfuckers about to kill each other.
Just to get Michael O'Donoghue to say hello or good morning or whatever to John Belushi coming down the steps.
Coming down the stairs. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, the opening line, Michael O'Donoghue is the first guy that ever spoke on SNL.
That's crazy. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Damn, died too young. Yeah, man. A+. It's... Guys, if you... I hope you didn't listen to this episode if you haven't seen this movie.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, I hope we motivated you to want to watch it because I think it's well worth watching. Currently, I don't think it's streaming on anything, but I can't see Peacock getting this soon.
No, and it's available digitally because we bought it and watched it. Yeah. So it's like... Because it was in theaters, and then they made it available digitally. Because I think it was limited release.
Yeah,
because it's like Sony, but you know it's like, or Columbia Pictures, Sony.
They distribute it, right?
Yeah, so I don't know about Peacock because Peacock is Universal.
They're Universal. And Sony's
even though it's about
SNL and Peacock, and like they even mention Peacock in the movie.
Yeah,
like.
Oh yeah, because they're the Peacock Network.
Yeah, we're the Peacock Network.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
he's one of the Peacock's brightest feathers, still, or whatever.
I mean, Peacock's got to do something to get that on there. You can't have every fucking episode of the damn show on there and not have that movie on there.
Yeah, because that would be...
That seems criminal to me. Yeah, I was like, that sounds insane to me. So, let's see. Should we do...
I think we said Scott Pilgrim next week.
That's right.
Yeah, because I actually have it written down because I wrote them down the other day when we decided. I just have to get into it really quick here.
People probably like, you guys should do a Christmas movie. Well, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Scott Pilgrim and then the Florida Project.
Florida.
Yeah, and then we're gonna, and then it'll be next year.
Yep. So next year.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed Saturday Night. I am Dom.
I am Jamie.
This is the Cutting Room Floor.